Otherwise, the situation was like I was teaching to the students, but still they were not able to understand. I was not able to recognize their face when they were coming across to me, you know. Okay, the recording has been started. I'm sharing my screen to all of you. And we are going to see one very practical example today. And how and why this is a very practical example connecting to the real life situation that you will be able to identify by looking at that question. My question is there on the screen, just like the KBC. Mr. Dhoni has retired from the international cricket. I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Just give me the positive confirmation. And if not, you can give me the negative confirmation as well.
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. Mr. Dhoni has retired from the international cricket. Now he wants to start his own business of coaching institutes. He wants to build few cricket academies across the India so that whatever the facilities, whatever the things which he couldn't get, he wants to give to the people, he wants to give to all the aspirants of the cricket, all the kids. His company has issued 1000 par value bond at 11 percentage interest. सर बड़ी बड़ी बातें करने के बाद आप अंत में तो बॉन्ड पे ही आते हो, तो वो तो सिर्फ एग्जाम्पल था, अंत में तो हमें बॉन्ड ही करना है ना भैया. अच्छा, he for establishing this entire empire of coaching institutes and academies, he would be requiring the finance. So he has opted for a bond finance. उन्होंने सोचा कि कोई बात नहीं, चलो बॉन्ड इश्यू कर देते हैं. तो बॉन्ड इश्यू कर देते, हमारे इतने ज्यादा फैन है और वो भी मैं रिटायर हुआ हूं, तो फैंस थोड़े से इमोशनल भी है तो इन्वेस्ट भी कर देंगे. लेकिन हम इतने भी इमोशनल नहीं हैं. चलो देखते हैं. His company has issued 1000 par value bond at 11 percentage interest rate at 950. So right now he has kept his issue price at 950 only, and the same will be redeemed at the premium of 5 percentage. So when the life of this bond will be over, it would be redeemed at premium of 5 percentage. So premium is always on the par value. Try to understand discount, premium, as well as the interest rate you get on the bond will always be on the par value. So when the bond will be matured, you will be receiving back 1000 plus 5 percentage of premium, my dear students, after 6 years. Find a yield to maturity. You are supposed to find what is the exact rate of return that you have got from this bond. If your required rate of return is 14 percentage, then should you invest in this bond? अब धोनी भाई साहब को लगा कि ऐसे 950 के ऊपर बॉन्ड इश्यू कर देंगे तो बच्चे इन्वेस्ट कर लेंगे, लेकिन बच्चे भी स्मार्ट है, वो इतने भी इमोशनल नहीं है. उन्होंने अपनी रिटर्न की एक्सपेक्टेशंस को सेट करके रखा है 14 परसेंटेज. So if yield to maturity is not coming at 14 percentage, then Bachches will straight away reject the proposal of Mr. Dhoni that we do not want to invest in the bond because our required rate of return is not getting satisfied. But before that, our task will be to find that what will be the actual yield to maturity. Until and unless we'll not be finding that YTM, we will not be able to know that whether we should invest in the bond or not. I hope the question is very much clear to all of you. I hope everyone is getting the question. Repeating the facts, if you haven't got it yet, 1000 is the par value of the bond, interest rate is 11 percentage. Right now, the price of the bond would be 950. So if you want to invest in Mr. Dhoni's company, you will have to pay 950, and the same will be redeemed at 5 percentage premium after 6 years. So the maturity period of the bond is 6 years. We are supposed to find yield to maturity. Now yield to maturity, the formula I had given to you and the same formula that we were using for finding the internal rate of return while doing the capital budgeting, investment decisions in the corporate finance. The same formula we are going to use over here as well. So my bachas and bachus, you should be very much clear that YTM equal to R1, that is the rate 1, plus NPV at R1 divided by NPV at R1 minus NPV at R2 multiplied by R2 minus R1. So if you can recall the formula of IRR a bit, that was the formula we were using in the corporate finance. The same formula is applicable to the yield to maturity as well. At that point of time, your concern was different. You wanted to know that what will be the required rate of return from the project, from the investment. Here your concern is different. What will be the yield to maturity from the bond? But the process is same. Methodology is same. Details are same. So we can apply the same formula over here as well. Okay, sir, R1 will have to assume. Sir, what shall be the assumed R1? If someone can tell me, I had given you a clear-cut roadmap that what shall be the R1. Anyone? Hello, anyone? I will not be able to see the chat box. If you can repeat, if you can tell it to me over here, it would be better by unmuting yourself. No one? There is absolutely no rule as far as assumption of R1 is concerned. You can take it at 10 percentage, 12, 13, 14, 15 as per your requirement. But to remain on the same page, to remain on the same paper, I had told you that we can assume R1 at 10 percentage and accordingly we can change R2 or R3 based on our needs, right? So here we would be assuming R1 at 10 percentage. Now what is our task? We want to find the NPV at R1. What is the formula of NPV? PVCI minus PVCO. Okay, so what is the details given to us about the bond? The bond is having the maturity period of 6 years. You are going to get two kind of a PVCO as far as the PVCI is concerned. PVCO would be, that would be outflow, that would be 950 because you are going to invest at 950. PVCI would be two types. One is interest. Another one will be the maturity amount. Interest amount, my dear students, you are going to get for all 6 years. So you can call it an annuity. This maturity amount is a single transaction that you are going to get only for a one point of time after the 6 years. So I'm writing single transaction. And if you'll be doing the total of this two, then you will be getting the PVCI. So this is the PV of annuity. And if no information is given to us, we would be assuming that it would be ordinary annuity because the name of the ordinary annuity itself is ordinary. So if it is not extraordinary, obviously it would be ordinary. So here the ordinary annuity PV formula will be useful. Can someone tell me what was the formula PV of ordinary annuity? My bachas and bachos are becoming less and less interactive day by day. I don't know why. PV of ordinary annuity. Can someone recall the formula? Hello, mic testing. 1, 2, 2. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Good. So tell me the formula. I in bracket 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus r raised to n divided by r. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes, sir. You can. Good. Thank you very much. Someone is at least giving me the confirmation. So I is the interest amount. What is the interest amount on bond on yearly basis you are going to get? Can someone tell me? What is the rate of interest? 11%. 11% on 1000. What is the par value of the bond? 1000. So 11% on 1000. So you are going to get 110 as the interest amount. You want to find the present value of all the interest amounts that you're going to get for all the 6 years, because you want to find the PVCI from the bond. Okay. So 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus R. R is the assumed rate that we have taken right now. What is the assumed rate we have taken? Can someone tell me?
14%.
10%, no beta. This one, R1 is right now at 10%. Yes or no? So discounting has to be taken at R1. We want to find the PVCI at R1. R1 we have assumed right now is 10. So 1.10 raised to n. Can someone tell me what will be the n? Number of years of the bond's maturity would be 6. That is to be divided by 0.10. Okay, so let's solve this. 110 in bracket 1 minus. Can someone give me the simplified answer of this? I'm doing it in my calculator as well. If you can give me, it would be better. 0.5644, I guess. That is to be divided by 0.10 equal to 110 in bracket 1 minus 0.5644. So what is the answer you get? 1 minus 0.5644, pressing enter. So you get 0.4355 to be divided by 0.10 equal to 110 multiplied by, as per the Bodmer's theorem, we would be doing the division first and then we would be doing the multiplication. Okay, sir, we have got it. No need to be overexcited. So the answer for this would be divided by 0.10, it would be 43.55. Yes or no? Everyone do it and let me know. सर उसमें क्या डू इट? मालूम ही है 43.55 होने वाला है, लेकिन मुझे आपको टाइम तो देना पड़ेगा ना बेटा. Is everyone there with me? Shall I move ahead? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
479, sir.
What is the answer you're getting?
479.
Okay, 479.05. Sir, it won't be 43.55. It would be 4.355. You have put the decimal at the wrong place. Okay, I got it. 479.55. Is it clear? No, 479.05 is the answer coming. ओके, यहाँ पे हमारी कहानी खत्म नहीं होती है, क्योंकि सर हमें पीवीसीआई मैच्योरिटी वैल्यू का भी तो फाइंड करना है. The maturity amount that you are going to get after the 6 years, you are going to get only for a one point of time. So here annuity formula will not be useful. Here single transaction formula will be taken. So PV of maturity would be FV, that is the future value, multiplied by 1 divided by 1 plus R raised to n. That was the formula of single transaction, if you can recall it a bit. So FV would be, what will be the amount you are going to get as the maturity amount once the bond life will be over? Can someone tell me? Go to the sum. 1000 रुपए की पार वैल्यू है भैया, और ये भाई साहब रिडीम कम करेंगे, कितने परसेंटेज से करेंगे? 5% से धोनी भाई साहब आपको रिडीम करके देंगे। तो मतलब आपको 5% और मिलेगा 1000 के ऊपर। तो 1000 के ऊपर 5% और मतलब कि 1050। यस और नो? I am putting over there 1050 to be multiplied by 1 divided by 1.10 raised to 6. Do not forget we are taking 10% is the discounting rate right now, because required rate of return we have assumed first at 10%. So 1050 multiplied by 0. I think we have found that answer. 1 divided by 1.10 raised to 6, and that was coming at 0.5644. 0.5644. I hope everyone is doing there on the pen and paper, on the paper with the pen. So if you multiply that by 1050, 0.5644 equal to 592.62. Okay, dear students, now what will be the task of yours? Who will tell me? You are supposed to find the total of this two, right? So that you get the PVCI, total PVCI. PVCI you get, the first is the annuity ka total, so that comes at 479.05 plus single transaction ka amount that you are going to get after 6 years. The present value of that would be 592.62. So you get the total. Who will tell me what is the total you are getting?
1061.67.
1061 or 71?
7-1, sir.
Okay, so 1071.67. So what is the formula of NPV? Sir, NPV would be 1071.67 minus PVCO. And I told you what is the amount of investment that you are going to make in this bond of Mr. Dhoni? 950. Good. So here I'm putting 950. So you get the NPV of 121.67. At R1 you have got NPV that is positive. At R2 you should get the NPV which should be negative. And if one NPV is positive and another NPV is negative, then you will be able to apply the interpolation formula of IRR. So IRR formula can be applied when at one R you have the positive NPV and at another R you have negative NPV. Positive NPV we have got. We want negative NPV now. So that means PVCI should be reduced. And if PVCI should be reduced, whether we should increase the rate or whether we should decrease the rate, who will tell me?
Increase.
Absolutely correct. Higher the rate, lower will be the PVCI and lower will be the NPV. Put it in your mind, in the back of your mind. Higher the rate, lower will be the PVCI and lower will be the NPV. Okay, sir, we have got it. So let's assume R2 at 15%. And we are going to do this entire Gadda Majuri again at 15%. Sir, how rude you are using the word Gadda Majuri. We are learning it. Okay. So let's start solving this now. PVCO would be 950. We are supposed to find the PVCI now. PVCI में सबसे पहला तो annuity part और दूसरा पार्ट होगा सिंगल ट्रांजैक्शन, और ये दोनों का टोटल करेंगे तो हमें PVCI मिल जाएगा. Annuity would be I in bracket 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus R raised to N divided by R सिंगल ट्रांजेक्शन का था FV multiplied by 1 divided by 1 plus R raised to N. But here only one change will happen, and that change will be nothing else. You are going to take R as 15%. Interest will be only 11%. There will be absolutely no change in that. So that means you are going to get interest of 110. 11% of 1000 par value would be 110. So solve this and let me know what is the PVCI, total PVCI you are getting. So what is the annuity you are getting? Just let me know by solving this. And I'm not going to solve this time around, because I want to know that whether my students are doing it or not. I hope they would be doing it, because I'm very optimistic and positive. I hope my students will keep my hope, my affirmative hope on them. Let me know what is the annuity PVCI you are getting. Everyone do it quickly. Waiting for the answers from your side. सर आप तो करते ही नहीं हो, पहला वाला मैंने ही किया था, ठीक है, तो अब आपको करना है.
Sir, PV of annuity will be 416.3133.
416.3133. Okay. Everyone else, please verify that if you are doing it in a calculator. And PV of single transaction would be
453.915.
453.915. So the total PVCI you are getting would be 416.31 plus 453.915. So what is the answer you are getting? Let me know. I guess the answer should be around 870.23. Very good. So PVCI we have got. So what will be the NPV, net present value, PVCI minus PVCO? So sir, that would be 870.23 minus PVCO would be 950. Many congratulations sir, हमारा NPV नेगेटिव आ गया. कितना आ गया बताइए. I guess minus 79.775. Yes or no? So हमारी कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई हो जाती है. एक आर पे हमारे पास एनपीवी पॉजिटिव मिल गया, दूसरे आर के पास हमारे पास नेगेटिव एनपीवी मिल गया, तो हम इंटरपोलेशन का आईआरआर फॉर्मूला अब यूज कर सकते हैं किसी भी हिचकिचाहट के बिना. तो चलो शुरू करते हैं. IRR, or I can call it YTM in this case, equal to R1 plus NPV at R1 divided by NPV at R1 minus NPV at R2, that is to be multiplied by R2 minus R1. Okay sir, what is the R1 we have assumed? That is 10%. So I am writing that in the decimal right now, plus NPV at R1. What is the NPV at R1 we have got? Who will tell me? I guess 121.67. 121.67. That is to be divided by 121.67 minus NPV at R2. What is the NPV at R2 you have got, my dear fellow? 79.775. But that is in minus. Do not forget to put the sign of minus, otherwise it will start singing the song. बड़ा पछताओगे, बड़ा पछताओगे. So minus 79.775. Okay, so that is to be multiplied by R2 minus R1. So that would be 0.15 minus 0.10, because R2 we had assumed at 15%. So 0.10 plus, if you can simplify this, the denominator 121.67 divided by minus minus will become plus. So अगर माइनस माइनस प्लस हो जाता है तो क्या आता है टोटल, मुझे बताइए बेटा.
201.45.
1 2
201.45.
201.45. Very good, thank you very much. That is to be multiplied by 0.05. Okay, so 0.10. Let's divide it and then we'll multiply it by 0.05. And if you divide it, what is the answer you're getting? Let me know. This wouldn't be multiply, this would be plus. The cross sign of Mr. Jesus Christ. It would be plus. $121.67 divided by 201.45. So you get 0.6039. That is to be multiplied by 0.05. What is the answer you are getting?
0.0
0.0301.
301.
And if you add it over there in 0.10, what is the answer you are getting? 0.1301. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Good. So this means you are getting the effective rate of return of 13.1 percentage, 13.01 percentage from this bond of Mr. Dhoni. Now you tell me, that was a straight away asked to you that your required rate of return is 14 percentage, because you can get 14 percentage from the various other sources, from the various other investment opportunities without going into this, and you have set very clear cut expectations that you want required rate of return is 14 percentage. That is given to us in the question. So whether you should invest in this bond or not, who will tell me?
No, sir.
No, so we should not invest because our required rate of return is not getting satisfied. Yes or no? Being a Dhoni fan, I respect him. I would straight away say to him that I am a very big fan of yours. But Mr. Dhoni, I am a very practical as well as far as the investments are concerned. My required rate of return is 14 percentage, but your company will not be able to give me 14 percentage. It is just 13.01 percentage. So I cannot invest. I am very, very sorry. But yes, I will always be your fan, the biggest fan of yours. Very clear? All of you? Is there any question or any doubt as far as the YTM is concerned? Yes, all of you guys. Okay, so we are moving to the YTM by doing the approximation method. अब ये जो हमने पूरी कहानी रची ना, इतना बड़ा IRR का फॉर्मूला डाला, इतने कॉम्प्लिकेटेड कैलकुलेशंस किए, इतना ज्यादा टाइम और एफर्ट डाला, लेकिन सर हमारे पास एक अप्रोक्सीमेशन मेथड भी है. By applying very simple formula, you can find the YTM which is approximate. You will not be getting the same answer as IRR interpolation method in this case, but yes, approximate answer can be found by using this approximation formula. Sir, what is that formula? Please let me know. There are two types of return that you get from the bond. First return you will be getting would be the interest, and another return you get will be the difference between your investment and the maturity value. Yes or no? Maturity value agar बढ़ जाएगा तो that is also return you are getting, no, on your investment. Okay, so I can call it a maturity value minus issue price. Issue price माने कि your investment cost. But this is for the entire lifetime of your bond. If you want to know that for one particular year, what is the return you have met, so I'll have to divide it by n. So this is the yearly return I get. Try to understand the formula of the yearly return. There is absolutely no rocket science in it. It is very simple to understand. Just a logical sequence you will have to build. One is interest you are getting. I have added the interest on yearly basis. Got it, sir? Yearly basis, what is the interest amount? I'm right now talking about the interest amount. Another one is the maturity value and the issue price. The difference between the two is also a return for you, but this return is for the entire lifetime of the bond. If you want to know that what is the return you have got on yearly basis from this bond as far as this capital appreciation is concerned, then you will have to divide it by n. And that is to be divided by 0.6 multiplied by issue price plus 0.4 multiplied by maturity value. Here if you see, no, more weight is given to the issue price and less weight is given to the maturity value. The reason why we are giving the more weight to the issue price is because issue price is present value, and maturity value you are going to get would be after 6 years or 7 years or 9 years, whatever the period of bond would be. So it would be future value, and present value को ज़्यादा weight देना है, future value को कम weight देना है, to get the most appropriate and approximate answer. So if you solve this, no, then you will be getting the answer near about 13%. Let's try this. The same example of Mr. Dhoni that we have taken. Interest was 110. I'm putting it over there. Interest plus what was the maturity value? Can someone tell me, guys? I guess it was 1050. Good, very good. Thank you. What was the issue price? I guess 950.
Sir, 1000.
Okay. And how many years of the bond? Would be 950. Yes.
Sir, 1000 issued at par at 1000.
1 minute. 1 minute. And if I have used this terminology, that issued at par, then this terminology would be wrong. No, he has issued a 1000 par value bond. It is not written that issued at 1000. He has written over here 950. See this one. At 11% interest rate, at rupees 950. So at 950, that means you have issued it at 950 rupees. What is written? His company has issued a 1000 par value bond. So it is a description of the bond. What is the par value of the bond? 1000. But issued at 950. Right? Are you getting it? ओके सर, आपके सामने तो कन्विंस ही होना पड़ेगा ना हमें. तो बेटा कन्विंस नहीं होना पड़ेगा, लॉजिकली बता रहा हूँ. इश्यूड एट 950 because that is the market price which he has put. Okay, that is to be divided by 6 because 6 is the number of years, divided by 0.6 multiplied by what is the issue price? Who will tell me? 950, sir. That is to be added with 0.4 multiplied by maturity price. Sir, what is the maturity price? 1050. Okay, let's solve this. 110 plus this one would be 100 minus 6. Can someone give me what is the answer you're getting by 100 divided by 6?
16.66.
Okay, 16.67. That is to be divided by, if you can multiply this part, what is the answer you are getting? 0.6 multiplied by 950.
570.
Good. What is the next part coming?
420.
420. Chachi 420. Okay, let's do the total of numerator as well as the denominator, guys. 126.67 to be divided by 570 plus 420. So 570 plus 420. So that would be 990, I guess. Okay. Divided by 990, what is the answer you're getting? 126.67 divided by 990.
127.94.
Okay, so 0.1279. So if you multiply that, no, my dear students, by 100, so you get the answer in percentage. This is the answer in decimals, right? So answer in percentage would be 12.79 percentage. So I told you, no, it would be near about 13 percentage. So answer is coming near about 13 percentage, but it is not able to give you the exact answer because the name of the method itself is approximation method. So it will be able to give you very much approximate answers, may not be very much near to the exact answer. Even IRR is also very much approximate. You cannot call it very exact answer. The lesser the difference between the two rates in the IRR, no, more accurate answer you get. So here we have used 10 and 15 percentage. But if you would have used different rates where the distance would be lesser, no, so at that point of time the answers would have been more accurate. So it is an approximate answer which is given to you. You will have to apply this simple formula. I guess this formula as well you might have done in the corporate finance. Is it very much clear to all of you guys? YTM वगैरह के लिए, बॉन्ड के ड्यूरेशन वगैरह के लिए, इंटरेस्ट के लिए, ये सब चीजों के लिए एक्सेल के अंदर इनबिल्ट फॉर्मूला है. लेकिन वो जो एक्सेल के अंदर इनबिल्ट फॉर्मूला है ना, उसके ऊपर हम आने वाले हैं अभी ही, थोड़े समय के अंदर ही. तो अभी आप एक कोशिश करिए. अभी हमारा जो इसका बॉन्ड वगैरह का कैलकुलेशंस है वो खत्म हो चुका है. तो बेटा आपको अब हमें एक्सेल की जरूरत पड़ेगी. तो आने वाले जो 2 से 3 लेक्चर्स है उसमें हम एक्सेल यूज करेंगे. तो इफ पॉसिबल, इफ यू कैन हैव द कंप्यूटर विथ यू or laptop with you, it would be better for you to understand this in the detailed manner, because now we are going to solve every these calculations by taking the real life practical examples and solving and by applying the formulas of Excel to solve those questions. Okay, so let me take the attendance of yours. So that would be the end of the lecture from my side. Do not leave the class. सर आपको गलत फहमी है, हम अटेंडेंस दिए बिना कभी भी क्लास लीव नहीं करते. मुझे मालूम है, मुझे बहुत बड़ी गलत फहमी है. Let me stop this recording.